Hello everyone, Mike Adeyemi here. Welcome to this tutorial that teaches you how you can start running profitable ads with your mobile device. And the interesting thing about this is that you will be able to save yourself a lot of money instead of just boosting your post directly from Facebook or from Instagram. And also you'll be having your ads running in one place. So your Facebook ads and your Instagram ads can now run together in one place. You can be able to monitor, see the metrics, see what is going on, see where more traffic is coming from, and be able to optimize your ads. Unlike the privilege Facebook gives you directly on your Facebook app, that only allows you to boost your post. You can't really measure things, you can't really know what's happening, you can't really know what's up. And on Instagram too, the same thing. And another disadvantage of just advertising directly from Facebook is that you cannot be able to monitor your Facebook and your Instagram ads together in one place. But with this method I'm going to be showing you, you will learn how to run very cheap ads and how to ensure that you are on top of your game. You'll be putting both your Facebook and your Instagram ads together in one place. So let's get right into it. I want to first show you the concept of advertising. I'll be showing you a couple of things. I'll be showing you what advertising is and how advertising works. I'll be showing you the types of audiences that exist, what you need to know about them, and how to attract them. I'll be showing you how to run ads using your mobile device. I'll be showing you why your account get banned. Many of you complain that I used to be able to run ads before, but somehow I can't run ads again. I'll be showing you why your accounts get banned. All right, I'll teach you how to create compliant Facebook ads. Okay, usually the reason why your accounts are getting banned is because your account or your Facebook ads are not compliant. You're running Facebook ads that are against Facebook policies. So I'm going to be telling you about Facebook policies and how you can stay on top of those policies and not get banned. So let's get straight into it. What is advertising? What is advertising? Let's start from there. Advertising is a practice is a practicing of paying for platform and reach, a core branch of marketing that allows you to reach more people with your products and services, ideas or message by paying for that leverage. Of course, you don't have this particular audience, but you're paying in order to be able to reach them. In fact, most likely your ideal audience, your ideal customers are not in your current network. Okay, I mean the larger part of them are not in your current network, so you need to be able to pay in order to be able to reach where they are. You can't call it ads if it doesn't involve payment and or reaching a larger audience. So it either has to involve you paying for leverage, whether you're paying for a billboard ad, so that more people can see your advertising or your stuff, okay, or you are reaching a larger number of people. That's advertising. Okay, many people say they are advertising, and I ask them, okay, what have you done so far? They tell me they have been messaging people in their DMs, sending broadcast messages. Some of them tell me they only advertise on their status. You can't call that advertising. In fact, using the word advertising there is absolutely wrong. Okay, you're just marketing, you're not advertising. You can only say you're advertising. We are reaching out to people who don't know you, people who have not heard about you. All right, so that's what advertising is. So if you must run a profitable business, you must advertise. Running the business without advertising is like winking to a beautiful lady, winking at a beautiful lady in the dark. And no matter how much and how well you are doing it, she's not going to see what you're doing. So it does not really count. No matter how great your product and services are, if people don't know about it, if they don't hear about it, it's as good as nothing. It's as good as dead. All right. A great product is not enough. You have to make noise about what you sell. You must remember that the market does not belong to the best products. Instead, the market belongs to those who have made the loudest noise about themselves. Okay, so you must be ready to make enough noise about yourself, about what you sell, about your products, about your services. All right, not to take too much time, let's get to the next stage. How does advertising work? Okay, how does advertising work? For you to advertise successfully, you must be able to understand how advertising works. And the first thing you have to note is that advertising is not a magic formula for sales. Advertising is not a get rich quick scheme. Okay, it's not what you go for when you are no more getting sales. All right. In fact, for you to be able to advertise successfully, you must have proven a system. So when people come to me and they tell me they want to advertise, I ask them, do you have a proven system of getting customers? If you don't have a proven system of getting customers, then you can't expect advertising to work. Because advertising is like scaling your efforts, magnifying your efforts. If it cannot work with one person, then it cannot work with 100,000 people. No. Okay, so you must have been able to prove on a low scale that, okay, this system is going to work. So you're not taking this system to a larger scale. That's what advertising is. So if you don't have a system that already works, don't hope that one magic would happen when you advertise. The whole idea of advertising is to be able to make more money, not to be able to make money. No. Advertising is there to be able to make more money, not to be able to make money. So until you're making money, you cannot advertise to make more money. Are you getting that? So advertising is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not a magic formula for sales. Okay, and advertisers need to know that. Advertising does not cover for your brand and message errors. Your brand has flaws, your message has flaws. The fact that you advertise does not mean that people will not see the errors. In fact, when you advertise a poor brand, you only die faster. Yeah, when you advertise a brand that is not quality enough, and people are maybe by chance getting to buy your products and services, you only kill your brand faster because many people now know that you suck, your business sucks. Okay, so it is important to know that when you advertise with a poor message, it still will not bring any results. So it's not really about the advertising itself, it's more about the message. How well have you prepared your message? How well are you ready to be able to accept the crowd that is coming? It's very important. All right, it's very, very key. Okay, so your appearance, your ad appeal, your creatives, which involves your graphics, your videos, your copies, matter a lot in advertising. They must be in place for your advertising to work. Okay, because there are still many things that we are going to be building on the fact that your creatives are in place, your brand is in place, your message is in place. All right, because until your message is in place, we don't expect you to advertise. We don't expect you to run advert. So before you say you want to run ads, first ensure that the message of your brand is in place. You have what it takes. You have a convincing message. You have something that can get people's attention. Because remember, advertising is not a magic formula for sales. Okay, so you must also understand that advertising is all about taking people on a journey. It doesn't make sense to ask people who don't know you to buy from you, and that is what many of you usually do. You just go on Facebook or on any platform, and then you're advertising your product. You're advertising what people will not buy. How do I know they won't buy these things? Because they don't know you. Remember, before people can buy from you, they must know you, then they like you, then they trust you. Except they know you, like you, trust you, don't expect them to buy. So when you're advertising to strangers, to people who don't know you, especially online, don't it doesn't make sense. You don't expect them to buy because most likely they are not going to buy. Okay, and this brings us to the types of audiences that you will meet on the internet. But then, before I get right into that, when you ask people who don't know you to buy, it's just similar to you going out and just approaching any lady and kneeling down before her with your ring in your hand and say, "Will you marry me?" It just doesn't make sense. I don't think any lady in her right senses would ever marry you. She doesn't know you, she has not seen you before, she has not heard about you, and then you just go right in front of her, you kneel down and say, "Will you marry me?" Most likely she's going to slap you. Many of you deserve slaps when you advertise and you tell people to take very key actions when they don't even know you. They don't trust you. There's a lot of skepticism online, and you must be able to reduce that skepticism and increase the level of trust in order for them to be able to buy from you. So this brings us to the three types of audiences: cold audiences, we have warm audiences, and hot audiences. And this is where you have to see selling the same way you see dating. So if you want to be able to sell successfully online, you must see it as though you are dating the person you want to sell to. Of course, when you are interested in the lady, you first of all introduce yourself to her, get her familiar with you. Then you start going on a date, you start getting familiar with each other, getting her to know you more. And then after a while, she's beginning to like you, trust you more. And by the time you eventually ask her to marry you, she would say yes. She'll say, well, why have you delayed this long? I've been waiting for you to ask me. Okay. Why? Because you have been able to take her on a journey, on a dating journey. And that's the same thing you want to do with your audience. You want to take your cold audiences. Okay, firstly, let's define who cold audiences are. Cold audiences are audiences who don't know you yet, and so they are the most rigid and unlikely to buy from you. The best you can do is to get them familiar with you first. That's the best. You can't get them to buy. The best you can do is to get them familiar with you first. And so when you're advertising on Facebook, most likely you're reaching out to cold audiences, because many of those people don't know you. They don't know your brand. You're not Coca-Cola that they already know. You're not Globacom. You're not Chicken Republic that they already know. Okay? They don't know the name of your brand. I don't care what it is. They don't know you. So you need to first of all get them to be familiar with you before you can start asking them to take some decisions. Then the next one, warm audiences. These are audiences who know you, but they are still considering you. Okay, they are still trying to form opinions about you. They are in the process of liking you. All right. In fact, some of them already like you, but they really don't trust you much yet. Okay, so they are still finding out information about you. They want to see if they can trust you, if they can commit some money into your hands, if they can buy from you. All right, and then hot audiences are audiences who know you, they like you, and now trust you enough to buy from you. So you don't need to do so much convincing. You don't need to convince them so much before they buy. They're already convinced. Okay, you must be able to take your audiences from cold to warm and to hot in order to be able to get them to buy from you. Now, this might not be necessary for everybody. If you're selling commodities, it's not important, because when you're selling commodities, people don't really care who is selling to them. They are not willing to be committed to any brand. It's just anybody that can be able to make it available to them that they will buy from. That's just it. So whether you are there today or you are not there tomorrow, it doesn't concern them. If you are not there tomorrow, they will look for somebody else and buy from. Okay, so if you are selling commodities, most likely you are not selling expensive products. So don't expect them to buy from you. Not expect them to buy from you, but then don't expect your profit margin to be high. Don't expect to become so rich from doing that. You're not different from Yalaka on the roadside. But if you're really in for business, you want to make a lot of profits online, then you have to follow and understand this model. Okay, so you must be able to take your customers, your audiences, from cold to warm and to hot. Okay, before a sale can happen. And this is what we are talking about when you hear things like sales funnel. Sales funnel. I'm sure you must have heard about sales funnel before. This is what we're talking about when you hear about sales funnel. Okay, there's a lot of space at the top of the funnel, but as you go down the funnel, the space begins to get smaller. Okay, that's a funnel. Can I get a funnel there? A funnel. Let me have a funnel. Just to illustrate what this is. At the top of a funnel, now this is a funnel right here. Okay. At the top of this funnel, the space is large. The space is large. And this is where your cold audiences fall. You have a lot of cold audiences. So you try as much as possible to get people into your funnel. Okay. But you must understand that not everybody will get into your funnel would eventually buy at the end of the day. Okay, this is what determines if they buy. They're coming up from here. Okay, so as they go down the funnel, it gets smaller. Okay, it gets smaller. So of course, for you to be able to have some things coming up from here, it means you must have a lot coming in from here. Okay, that's the way it works. So There's a lot of space at the top, but it gets smaller as you go down the funnel. And lots of people fall into the category of cold audiences. And as you move them to the stages of warm and hot, they will drop in population. That's absolutely normal. Okay, it's absolutely normal. And this brings us to what I call the 1% rule of advertising. And it states that provided everything is right, which means your message is great, your copy is perfect, you have nice graphics, you have very compelling video stories, okay, only 1% of the people you reach out to will eventually move to the next stage of the funnel. Only 1%. Only 1%. So let's do the maths very quickly. If you want 10 sales, maybe you sell a phone, a Camon 15, okay, maybe that's what you sell, all right. Let's say you are, let's pretend nobody knows you as Techno, but yeah, you're Techno, you want to sell a phone like this, all right. For you to be able to make 10 sales, it means you have to be able to reach out to, oh, I lost power. Let me just get my lamp. Okay, all right, so don't lose concentration. You're still good. All right, so if just focus on the message, just focus on what we're talking about. All right, so it means for you to be able to get 10 people to buy your product, which is your phone now, at the end of the day, it means that you have to have 1,000 warm audiences. 1,000 warm audiences, okay, in your sales funnel. And for you to have 1,000 warm audiences, it means you must reach out to 100,000 cold audiences. All right. So it's just 1%. If you want them to move from cold to warm, then expect only 1% to move from cold to warm. Okay. 1% rule of advertising. All right. That's just expectation. That's how it works. So do you now see why many of you don't see results when you run ads? Or why you think your ads are not working is because you have the wrong expectations. And because you have the wrong expectations, you don't do enough. You don't put enough diligence. Your expectations are not right. So you're always beating yourself whenever your ads are not working. All right. So now you are getting it straight. You're knowing how much work you need to do. Okay, for you to be able to get people to the next stage of the funnel, to the next stage of your sales funnel, you have to understand that it's just 1% of people that will move, provided your message is great. So which means that if your message is not great, if your copy is bad, if your branding is poor, if everything is poor, it's even going to be way less than 1%. Okay, so provided everything is perfect, just 1%. This doesn't mean it cannot be more than 1%. Okay, it can be more than 1%, but then on average, it's usually 1%. All right. So, what are the types of objectives? The types of objectives. Objective types on Facebook, when you want to run Facebook ads, especially when you are using a laptop, okay, you see three objectives. You see the awareness. Under awareness, you have two categories. You have your reach, okay, and you have your brand awareness. And then you have consideration. This is where you have things like traffic, you have things like engagement, video views, app installs, and things like that. And then on the last thing, you have conversions. This is where you have things like conversion itself, okay, and this measures the actual purchases of people. This model that Facebook put out there is after it was created after this cold warm hot model. Okay, they expect that they expect you to follow the pattern in running your ads, but many people out there who are running ads get frustrated because they want to jump the protocol. They want to jump the queue. Instead of first running ads about for reach, they are running ads for conversion. Straight up, you just want to sell. You want to sell as fast as possible. Wrong. It's very wrong. Okay, so you have to first of all create enough awareness about yourself, and then get people to consider you, and then get them to make a purchasing decision. You make them, you have them make a purchasing decision. It's a sequence. You must not break that sequence if you want to make sales. You have to know how to groom strangers into customers. People ask you, how do I make people ask, how do I make strangers buy from me? You can't make strangers buy from you except you sell commodities. The only way you can make strangers buy from you is when you groom them into customers. And this is exactly how you groom them into customers. You must understand that for each stage, you must send you cannot send the same messages. You can't use the same offers. You can't use the same call to action. So the same call to action that you're using for cold audiences cannot be the same that you'll be using for warm audiences. It cannot be the same that you're using for hot audiences. So your call to action must be different. And this message alone that I'm sending to most of you right now will be enough for you to start running profitable ads. This is the liberation message you need in order to start becoming profitable with your ads. So now the question is that how do you attract each stage? Each of these people, each of these stages, the cold audiences, the warm audiences, and the hot audiences, how do you attract each stage? Number one, cold audiences, the way to attract them is by sending them freebies. It could be a free report, a free ebook, a free class, a free training, a free tutorial, something free, something. Make sure you're targeting your target audience, because if you're targeting people who are not interested in what you sell, no matter how free it is, they will not consider it. All right. Okay. So your ideal customers, you are targeting them with free stuff. Look for something you can do for free and advertise it. And this will help you to bring them together and notice you, okay, and hear you out. And then for warm audiences, you want to be able to demonstrate your value. You want to be able to prove yourself to them. You want them to be able to see who you are and prove your worth. And this is where you're going to show them testimonials. You get them at this stage, you get them used to paying you. Okay, you want them to start paying you. It might not be exactly the amount of money you want them to pay you, okay, but then you first sell them things that are cheap, that they can, you know, start paying you for. Something that when they pay you for, they don't care if they lose the money. It's really not worth it. Okay, that's what you want to do at that stage. We call that tripwire. I'll explain the concept later in this tutorial. All right. And then for all audiences, you want to sell them big offers. Sell them big offers. This is where you sell offers of 40,000, 50,000. You sell them offers of 100,000, 200,000. But nobody will just wake up and come and pay you 500,000 there when, because you just saw your Facebook ads. Saw Facebook ads. I don't know you from Adam. And then I just saw your Facebook and I say, if the price is 500,000, I go and pay. No, it doesn't work. Anybody in his right senses will not do that. Okay. But it is possible for them to do that if you have taken them through your sales funnel in this sequence. So when you are marketing with Facebook ads, when you're advertising on your laptop, you are lucky to have a website of your own. Okay. There is how you can use this formula to get results. But the purpose of this training is not to cover how you can do that on laptop. And if you're taking this training, most likely you don't even have a website. Okay. So I want to be able to show you how you can, get similar results with your phone. And here's what I recommend. Draw them away from Facebook with a very, very sweet offer. You draw them away from Facebook to another platform, maybe your WhatsApp group or something, where you can gather them. So when you're running your ads, make sure you're not running an ad to make them buy. Instead, you're drawing them away from Facebook. You have something very attractive, something very irresistible that they will not want to say no to draw them away from Facebook and draw them onto a platform. I will show you how to do that very soon. And then you start grooming them. You start grooming them on this Facebook with free content and free valuables. You start grooming them. It might take some days. Okay, for some people, depending on the kind of product you want to sell, it might take some weeks. But you start grooming them, start proving yourself, sending them free stuff, free training, free this, free that. And they say, this person is a valuable person. They're beginning to trust you, they're beginning to like you. Okay, then you now start to get them to pay you by giving them what is called a tripwire. So you can tell them, buy this thing, it's just 200 naira. Well, let me try it. It's 200 naira. That's a tripwire. Not like your value is 200 naira, but you're just telling them, buy this thing, it's 200 naira. They buy it and they see value. By the time you say, all right, buy this one now, this tissue paper is 10,000 naira. They say, if you could sell me 200 naira stuff and it was so valuable, how much more 10,000 naira stuff? And that's the way you climb them up. It's following the principle of consistency in sales. Many people just want to jump into selling 500,000 naira deals. It doesn't work that way. All right. So once you have given them the tripwire, you want them to now start paying you big money. Big money is coming. You want them to start paying you big money. All right. So with all this said, I would be getting into how to run these ads with you. This foundation needed to be laid in order for you to be able to run profitable ads. You need to set your expectations correctly, and you need to know that okay, you need to put in a lot of work into your advertising. Not just the fact that you're advertising, but also into your copy, into your creatives, into your graphic design. Some of you say you're selling things and your graphic design is poor, very poor. Okay. As a bonus for getting this course, you have one of my courses is free on how to design quality graphics in Canva. All right. And you can check that out if you don't know how to design graphics yet, because your graphics go a long way. You might be spending a lot of money. People can judge the quality of your product from what they see. People are very quick to relate to things that don't relate. So they want to know how quality your product is. They check your graphics design. They check your video design. If they are saying poor quality, then they already think, oh, if this is poor, this product will be poor. That's the way people think, and that's their honest opinion. Okay, it doesn't matter whether it's correct or not. Your product can be great. If your graphics design is poor, it's reflecting you badly. They think your services and your products are poor. All right, so let's get into how you can begin to run profitable Facebook ads with your mobile device. Yeah, let's go on.